I'm trying to leave. I can't goddamn see anything! Bro. I'm out.
It's week 4 of Salvation's Edge raid challenges, which means we are at the 4th encounter, and that is this week's challenge. It is called Varied Geometry. This challenge is a bit different from the other 3 weeks. The other 3 were a bit of a breeze. This one, you have a slightly different win condition in part of the encounter. What I'm specifically referring to in the challenge is you must use all 6 3D shapes when escaping before using the same one again. And they must be done in alternating order, meaning that you can't do the same 3 shapes in back-to-back rounds. So, for example, you do phase 1 as you normally would. You go in, you double up, you spread your 2 symbols to your teammates, then you collect the 2 extra ones they sent to you, and then you leave with that 3D shape. In round 2, you have to use the 3 perfect shapes in the encounter. In this case, I'm talking about pyramid, cube, and sphere. And in the 3rd round, you would do it normally again. So let's break this all down. So to start, on phase 1, you do everything as normal. I'm going to quickly go over a breakdown of what normal is, just so we're all on the same page. So, 3 people in the main room, as usual, and 3 people get teleported into the Shadow Realm, and then you're going to make your call out in the Shadow Realm. So let's say, in our example, we're going with square, circle, triangle, SCT. Now, once that is done, your next objective, as normal, would be to get 2 of the same symbol on your wall that your statue is holding. Our example is going to be triangle. In our example, you're either going to spawn in with double triangle, or you're going to have triangle plus a different symbol. If you don't have your double up, fix it, and then everybody has to be doubled up. Once you do that, you distribute your own symbols to your teammates. However, I do want to mention one thing here specifically that might screw you over. When you are distributing the shape that you had on your statue to your teammates, the witness will try to kill you. If you're in the middle of distributing these symbols and someone is holding one or dunking one and the witness kills you, the game more than likely will bug out. And when you get revived, you could have 3 symbols on your wall, or you could just have no knights spawning in at all. And if you get no knights, you get no shapes. And then that is an instant wipe because obviously you can't continue the encounter. To circumvent this dumb bug from happening, I would highly recommend that when you're distributing your own shape, everybody says, "I've distributed my one shape," and after that, you do nothing and you just wait for the witness to kill you because that will happen shortly after. That way, no one is holding anything, you get killed, somebody takes your ghost, revives you, and then all you have to do from here on out is go kill a second knight, put in that second symbol on whatever teammate still needed it, and then you proceed as normal. At this point, your teammates have done the same thing. They've sent you one of each shape, so if you were triangle, in this case, you would end with square and circle. You simply just pick up square and circle, and then you leave the mirror wall, and you're done with phase 1. To recap, the 3 players that just left the Shadow Realm finished with cylindric, conoid, and trilateral. Now, those 3 cannot be used until we use the other 3 shapes that were not used, meaning the perfect shapes. In this case, I'm talking about sphere, cube, and pyramid. So in phase 2, you will be starting the exact same way, but you'll be making a modification midway through phase 2 to pivot into making perfect shapes. So again, I'm going to go into an example breakdown to show you what I mean. In this example, we're again going to be teleported, and it's again going to be SCT for square, circle, triangle. Now, you're going to be triangle once again, so you will be the right statue. And keep in mind, the statue does matter in the end. So with our initial call being SCT, we're going to modify and change the left symbol to be the last symbol in the rotation. So in our example, SCT, we're taking the S and we're putting it at the end of the line, meaning our new modified callout will be CTS. Additionally, you can also put CCTTSS under that just to make sure that everyone's on the same page and not confused on what symbols they'll need in the end. So we've established that the main callout is SCT, and we've established that we are the triangle player. Then we've established that the modified callout is going to be CTS, which means eventually you are going to end on square to make a cube. So the next chain of events are going to be the following for Shadow Realm players. Step 1, you are a triangle player, which means you need double triangle on your wall. So make sure you're doubled up correctly and your teammates do the same thing. Next step is distributing your triangle shapes as normal. You're going to pass one to your teammates, say you've done your one, they do the same, witness kills you, no bug because you circumvented it, come back, distribute your other triangle, and then you're done with the normal callout. At this point, if everyone's done everything correctly, you will have a square and a circle on your wall. You are now operating under the modified callout, which is CTS, which means you are ending on square. In this order, you are going to kill a knight, pick up the circle symbol, and then send it to the left statue, because our callout C is the left one. You send that over, and then your teammates do the exact same thing. You will receive a second square, and now you kill 2 knights, pick up 2 squares, which will then make a cube, and then you're free to go out of the mirror wall. If done correctly, all 3 of you will leave with a perfect shape. In this case, cube, pyramid, and sphere. And once you have, and you do not see challenge fail on the bottom, congrats, you did it correctly, and you've done the hard part of this fight. At this point, you've done all 6 3D shapes, so you can now go back to normal, which means you just do everything that you would normally do each week in Verity, and as long as you complete that, you are done with the encounter and the challenge. Again, during distribution of your shape, make sure that you each do 1 at a time and let the witness kill you, otherwise you risk running into the bug, and if you get the bug on phase 3, you're gonna get super mad and get no loot and gonna have to wipe. Also, since I'm sure somebody's gonna ask this, Sneak, can we start on perfect shapes? The answer is yes, but also, absolutely do not do that, because as I mentioned, it has to be in an alternating order, which means if you start on perfect shapes and want to get the hard one out of the way first, that means second phase is going to be normal, and third phase will again have to be perfect shapes, so you're just making your life harder for no reason and, you know, increasing the risk of somebody screwing up. So just do normal, perfect, then normal to finish off. And lastly, this is just a bit of a tip for people that are going to try to do this on Master. 1, bring a survival kit with your character, meaning, you know, devour, overshields, healing grenades, etc. And also, in terms of the enemies, there's going to be tons of arc shields and tons of unstoppable ogres, so bring stuff for that as well. And please, don't just rely on a rocket sidearm to kill all the unstoppable ogres, because if you miss once, you're probably dead, and that could potentially wipe the entire encounter if you're a Shadow Realm player and everything's going all chaotic and out of place. And that is all for the Varied Geometries Challenge. Honestly, going into this, I didn't even know that there was an alternate method of solving for the key, if you will. I thought you just avoid the perfect shapes at all costs, so that was a bit of a surprise, but this is a better challenge than I thought it was going to be, and the cope theories that we came up with, like, walk out of the same side of the room each time through the mirrors, like all left, all middle, all right. Yeah, that was dumb. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing today. It does help the channel grow and is much appreciated. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can leave a like and or a comment below as well. If you don't know what the comment, you could leave Varied Geometry as the comment. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.
Just restart instance. Yeah, thank you! We just did that! And I restarted my game, and I verified cache, and I sucked my own dick.